All right, here's the thing. 6ix9ine went from a rapper who was on the brink of being shelved and dropped on the label.
What label? Explain.
It's 10K Projects. Okay. It's called something else.
They give out a lot of money.
The owner of it is the son of Lucian Grange, the most powerful guy in music. He's the guy who cuts Drake all the hundreds of millions of dollars check. He cut the Billy for Birdman.
Okay.
Okay? He has an indie label because, you know, you give your son something, let him work it out. They signed Trippie Redd, 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine was not the label favorite. Because of some controversy, he was actually about to be dropped. He has a song called Gummo. I like the song. I, like, randomly, you know, because I'm just supporting it just randomly. His label owner was like, yo, whenever you're in LA, like, we should, like, you know, catch up for drinks. I always tell this story. I don't know, in 2017, I don't know no label people.
You love a drink, though.
I do like to drink.
Yes, you do.
I show up to this place. I always call it.
Right now, he had a few, so.
No,
I that dumb shit he's saying about my son.
You laughing because it's true. Look at you.
No, but go ahead.
So I show up to this place. I always called it the Illuminati hub. It was everybody in the fucking world that had some importance was in it. I learned later it was called Delilah. But I didn't know that's how LA moves. Like, all these executives, they might compete with each other in daytime, but at nighttime, they all frequenting and partying in the same spots. They talking business. I didn't know about networking like that. So I show up there because I was at Complex Con. I show up there with like my little chat nigga hoodie. That was my audience, like, you know, name. With like 12 people. I showed up there. Everybody's in suits. That's the first time I seen Steve Stout. Apparently, I never seen Ebro after that, but Ebro allegedly was in the room too. Ebro, that guy was there. Somebody else from Sony was there. All the important people that you hear about, but you never see. That's why I called it the Illuminati meeting, because I couldn't believe that. Wait, all y'all powerful music people be in the same room? I thought it was beef. Because y'all artists beef with each other? It's not. So I met with him, and I said, man, I was interested why he even wanted me to meet with me. He said, I can see you're a very powerful influence in the culture of media. And whatever you say, you as a person, your platform influences a lot. I see you like 6ix9ine's music. I never talked to 6ix9ine at this time yet. I just like the music. I posted a bunch of times on my Instagram. I said, yo, why isn't this the biggest song in New York? Remember, this is after Bobby got locked. I said, this is, listen, I'm always I always like go to bat for the youth. Because I was one of the people, say whatever you want about the war in Chirac, I'm covering the young niggas in Chicago. So I'm like, why ain't this the hottest shit in New York? He tells me a lot of problems that 6ix9ine is having. Yo, well, Pierre don't want to clear the beat. This person don't want to do this because of controversies around him, you know, allegedly being a pedophile, this and third. The guy wanted my advice. And this is the God honest story. This one, I'm telling you, if there was money, I would tell you. He wanted my advice. He said, what do you think we should do? I said, first of all, you got to put the song out. Because it wasn't out official, it was just out on YouTube.
This is Lucius Grange's son.
Yeah, I said, you got to put this
What's
song
his
out
name?
official. Elliot Grange.
Elliot Grange. I'm just saying the people need to know.
And I said, you got to put it out. And they're like, well, we're working on it, but yo, it's giving us a tough time. It's giving us a tough time with this producer. So I then said, you know what you need to do? Because I like the song. I never met him, but I try to post some of his like stuff on my Instagram. Always gets reported. The guy who's his label owner says, why does it get reported off your page? I said, I think it happens on World Star too. He's so hated because people look at him as what they are seen as the rumors that they hate him. I suggested to him, I said, yo, I know artists don't like to talk, especially this new generation, but he needs to clarify what people think about him. He needs to address the rumors. He needs to meet it head on. The advice I left LA giving him is that have him do an interview. They call me back 5-6 days later. Yo, we try to get him an interview with everybody for him to explain his side. Nobody wants to do it. I said, what? That's his ass on. Nobody wants to touch it with a 10-feet pole. They said, Ak, I know like you already helped us a lot. Is it too much if we ask you to give him an interview? And I didn't go in trying to interview the nigga. And usually I don't even fuck with like new artists like that, but I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I only did it because I've been the black sheep through my whole media career. I didn't come up on Hot 97. I didn't come up on these glamorous platforms. I came up with a nigga that was doing videos in the back of my Mazda on my break at Verizon. And I said, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna give him an interview. I gave him an interview. Somehow.
What did you use? You was using a phone to do your video?
Nah, we had some little DSLR cameras, and like, you know, I think the audio was fucking bad on it. Like, we had like 2 of them. We didn't even have the video switch. It was like one angle type shit, you know? And, you know, I think I edited on iMovie real quick. And I always said I did 3, the reason why I fucked with him, I did 3 interviews with him that day. Because his management came over after everyone and said, nah, do it again. Yo, he's saying the word bitches, and that's not gonna look good if he's explaining this type of thing. And I remember I did the thing, 3 interviews. And I talked to his label, and his label said, okay, all right, what do you got? And I said, yo, I got three versions. I don't know which version I want to go with, but I got 3 versions. And his management said, let's go with the super PC version. And I talked, and his label hit me on the side and said, you think this is gonna work? And I said, that ain't gonna do shit because it don't seem real. He's not keeping it 100. Y'all trying to make sure he seems PC, but he's never gonna be PC. And this is how I met him. And this is how me and him started having a relationship. Because he called my phone and he said, yo, Ack. I didn't have his phone number yet, but he called my phone. He said, Ack, I hear you don't like the version of the interview they want me to put out. My management want me to put out. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. We did it 3 times. The first time, you just kept it real. The second time, your manager didn't want you to say certain things. And the third time, he definitely didn't want you to basically say anything. I think you should go with the version where, yeah, you're saying some derogative words, but you keep it in 100. He said, fuck what my manager says. Let's go with the real. I like that. That was cool. From then on, he hit me a couple times. And I'm going to be honest, he did what many rappers who have gotten helped. I talked to so many journalists. You see, y'all interview the big dogs. But you know how somebody, for the most part, in journalism, come up, they interview a nigga when, like, months before they even get on a XXL, maybe years before. You see when these artists blow up, they don't pay them shit. These people are struggling, always interviewing new artists, and these new artists take these interviews, they leverage it in other ways, and when they blow up, they say, fuck you to that person in the media. And the reason why I fuck with 6ix9ine is that he saw how I put my platform a little bit on the line, because people are gonna be like, yo, and they were saying, yo, why'd you give him a platform?
How much he give you?
I never got paid. But here's the thing, and this is the bigger story, right? He realized, like, yo, nah, fuck with this guy. Anything that was news for him exclusively, it was call me first. He went to LA, there was some fight. TMZ was there. He called me first, yo, let me give you the shit before TMZ gets it. Also, he's a smart dude too. I'm not dumb. He's smart. If you could tell the media your side first, it plays better. He who tells his side first usually seems like the truthful one. Smart guy. But here's how my platform benefit. That's why I never need to take any money. If you operate off pay for play, especially when you're coming up, you're fucking losing. Every label start calling me. Everybody. I sat down with everybody. Everybody that was in that room, I sat down with every one of them in the next 3 to 6 months.
They called you.
6ix9ine now has a record going crazy. He's on his 2nd one. He's on his 3rd one. He's looking unstoppable.
You broke Gumbo?
I didn't break it, but they thought I broke 6ix9ine.
And what's the difference between a song and an artist? The difference between breaking a song and breaking an artist?
Because a song could come and go. Breaking an artist and having that exposure is what artist development was trying to do. They shut that down many places. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest fucking thing. You see with TikTok these days? Mm-hmm. The fucking song is bigger than the artist.
Mm-hmm. You don't even know the artist.
You don't even know the artist. Who cares about him? Hey, of course, I'm a savvy businessman. If y'all want to give me all the credit, I'll take all the credit. Now, he's a genius in terms of he's always into some shit. He messy too. You get me? Like, so he always into some shit. But of course, everybody's calling me like, yo, could you get the visibility that this guy has for our artists? I looked at all of them and I said, listen, I hit him over the head like, yo, it's Fred Flintstone.
Mm-hmm. You made the bag. That's where you got your bag at. M's.
They had to do it.
You got your bag. Did every label come at you?
They still come now. Because
but you ain't been able to break nobody.
No. Well, it's not you haven't been able to break anyone. here's the real truth. First of all, a label is a $1 billion company. They just got money to spend. They probably just throw y'all money just cause.
Right.
If I wanted to break another artist, first of all, it couldn't be money driven. It would have to be, I fuck with him. I used to link up with this nigga on just random days. He would be like, let's make some content. I'm like, all right, great, make some content. I'm gonna post it. Like that took a special kind of connection, also a special type of artist that could actually create content. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I'm not a gatekeeper who could pick who's popping. It takes the artist as well.
And what the artist got? What's the work that the artist got to put into the pop? Because a lot of artists think, I'm gonna get posted on this page and I'm out of here. I don't have to do that. I don't have to create no content.
If there was a secret to 6ix9ine, let me tell you this: 6ix9ine, even from when he started to this day, he thought of himself more as a marketer than a rapper.
Oh, y'all doing a little bit too much motherfucking talking.
No, we're not talking about him. We talking about the business of it, cuz. So let me ask you this question right here: an artist, period. What do it take?
These days, these days, this is what the labels tell you. The labels say, be a good rapper, and we will figure out the other things to get you known. But they don't know what it is.
They don't know. That's why they need gatekeepers like us.
So they're gonna be like, I think if people know you, they'll like you. Let's see if we could get him. Let's see if we get him on $1 million worth of game. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we could get Akademiks to fuck with him. Mm-hmm. And they're trying these things, but it's like, it's not organic.
It's nothing's organic.
Like these days, the guy kind of also has to, that's why the baby's so dope.
Yep, because his energy is organic.
It's real. He gonna
That's
do
why
it.
Young Thug is dope, because his energy is organic. That's why 21 Savage is dope, because his energy is Kevin Gates, my nigga.
They don't tell you that. But that's where the game is at now. Before, back in the day, they could create some shit around you.
It's hard now.
Right.
Before, they could tell you, shut the fuck up. We're going to make this seem like what you got going on. But it's so superficial, and we could see through it.
Right.
We could see through it. Like, you're not the person that your label's marketing you to be.
Right.
We're engaged with you nowadays.
Right.
So, again, for me, I believe I could do what, and obviously I would try to do it where there's less beef. Mm-hmm. But I believe I could do that again, but it would have to be it takes the right artist too. It's not just me. Just like, they probably look at y'all and be like, $1 million worth of game, y'all can do anything.
Yeah, we can.
Let me ask y'all a question. Why did y'all turn down an interview with 6ix9ine? Because I know he called y'all.
I mean, that's just not, where I come from and how I was raised, I just was raised to how that you stand what you do. You feel what I'm saying? And no matter what the situation is, if you choose to jump out there head first, then you got to take what come with that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not just nothing personal against 6ix9ine. It's just, I can't rock with, like, everybody in Philly know one of my best homies. You feel what I'm saying? That I used to be with every day. It's like American Express card, never leave home without him. I found out that he told on some niggas, me and him never hung ever again in life. Because how we was raised, how I was brought up, you stand what you do. This is a nigga right here who went to jail at 17 years old, bro, and got 20 years, bro. He ain't tell on nobody. He stood what he did. He ain't say, hold up, he was with me. No, wait, he did. No, it was none of that. He stood on what he did, and when you step out here and that's what you choose to do, when you acting like you subscribing to the street shit, you gotta stand on what you do, man. And that's just how I operate on life.
I agree with it from your perspective. I think that's a great perspective. I only look at it that I think you may have missed an opportunity to teach the people who look at him, unless you don't care to teach those people.
I really don't care.
See, obviously the streets made their mind up about that. Right. But I went to a concert. This is after he did what
he's still doing stuff. And got a different audience.
Yeah, it was all these, non-African American. There was some slight little bit, maybe like 2%. But it was this whole different audience that consumed hip hop.
Right.
And they don't care about those ideals. They don't care about some of the,
But they wasn't raised how I was raised.
But you kicking game. At some point, I would imagine you don't only want to give game to people in the inner cities. You want to give game to people who are consuming this culture, because they're taking this shit. And when you look at Rolling Loud, they're not advertising Rolling Loud in the hood.
Right.
They're bringing the people from Idaho,
right,
the people from like out the way Connecticut,
Iowa.
That's becoming the new majority of what hip hop is.
Well, that's always been the majority.
But you got to talk
White
to them.
people always bought the majority of hip hop records. That's just facts. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
NWA,
that's always been the majority. It just starts.
But they listen to him.
It just starts in the streets. It starts in them little neighborhoods. It starts and then it sprinkles out to the suburbs.
The back room, the basement.
Right. But at the end of the day, the biggest supporter of hip hop has always been the white people.